Arsenal Fan TV here with Poet. Poet, now listen, maybe it's a stupid question to ask here, but what do you think of the transfer policy? I'm asking everyone.
Yeah.
Is it Arsene Wenger being sensible, or do you feel cheated, just like what Paul Merson's been saying, that some fans feel cheated by what's gone on?
Do you know what? It's actually more complex than when I initially was upset. So at 6 o'clock, when I realised we signed no one, I threw the biggest fit you've ever seen in your life, like a child, and you give him a dumb and he's quiet and you take it away. And then I've had a couple of days to sit down and I'm like, do you know what? He probably done the best thing. He done the best thing. I'll give him credit where credit's due. At the end of the day, it's either you sign a top star. The last 2 seasons we've brought in Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil. If you're not bringing a striker of that calibre, there's no point bringing in, no disrespect to him, another Danny Welbeck. Do you know what I mean? I think...
But we ain't even got Danny Welbeck now because he's out, and they knew about this apparently before. So is that sensible?
Well,
should we have not just got somebody to cover that, or do you think like someone like Joel Campbell and what we've already got is enough to cover that until we can?
Why are you going to bring in cover for a player that's like he doesn't start? He's not your first choice winger. He's not your first choice striker. He's probably the third choice striker, probably third choice winger now. Do you know what I mean? He's not a primary player. Like if you lose an Alexis Sanchez, you're like, boys, we need to go out and get cover. If you lose a Koscielny or you lose a Mesut Ozil, no disrespect to Danny Welbeck, it's Danny Welbeck. It's like losing Podolski, or it's not really that. It's not going to hinder you that much as one of your star players. So yeah, I'm just like, Wenger, you know what? Well done, mate. Well done. If you're not going to go out and buy a big name striker, because that's what we need. I've been telling you, everyone knows my views on Giroud. He's not good enough. I found a tweet. I said it in the 3rd of March, 2013. I said, this guy is dead. And everyone's like, you don't know what you're talking about. 2 years later, I've got a collection of clips of things that goals he should have scored that he never scored. And
what about a collection of goals that he has scored, though? He has scored some beauties.
Oh, Robbie, listen, everyone, please. I witnessed a 30-year-old man that used to be a PE teacher, one-on-one with Tim Krul, who's 6'4", and tried to dink him whilst he was standing up. At that point there in life, I said to myself, this makes no sense. You can't dink someone that's standing up. That's like going to a brothel for a hug. I don't know, going to McDonald's for a salad. It's just so pointless. You can't dink someone that's standing up. They got to go to ground and you dink them. I just said, this is a joke. He can't play for my club.
Listen, that's what we're going to have now until the start of, till January at least. And even in January, you know what it's like. It's always difficult to get what you really want. Do you think we've got enough to mount a challenge for the title?
We've got enough to go to January and still be in contention. Have we got enough to go the full season? No. So if we can just get to January and still be in the conversation, then he should be making plans right now to try and get someone in January. If he doesn't get it, I know how difficult it is in January, but think about if you can just fork out 50 mil, and there's no guarantee it's going to win you the league, but it's more probable that it will than it won't.
But then why didn't he fork out 50 mil?
Because
we've had all summer to fork out 50 mil.
It's because of the whole Benzema thing, man. There was so much talks about it. Like even I spoke to people at Adidas and they're saying certain things, and he didn't come to the massive Adidas event in Marseille, and then everyone's saying. So they probably were, and I genuinely do believe there were some talks about Benzema coming to Arsenal. I believe it was very authentic, very true, and I believe the conversation went on for so long. Wenger just felt like this was what was going to happen, and it didn't happen. And do you know what? Some people might say, oh, you should have had a plan B and so on and so forth. But I'm just glad he had a priority, and unfortunately, he didn't get it. If it was a lot earlier on, and we realised he wasn't going to get it a lot earlier on, we should have gone for a Jackson Martinez or a Bacca. really like Bacca. But obviously he's got AC Milan, the other one's going Atletico Madrid. So, but if you look at the other alternatives, there's no one really out here. So if you're not going to get Benzema, who else are you going to get really?
Let's take a look at 10 strikers that Arsenal could have signed in this summer transfer window. At number 10, Paulo Dybala. Moved from Palermo to Juventus for £23.5 million. The guy was hot last season for Palermo, scoring 13 goals. Only 21 years of age, up and coming superstar, they're saying.